Brian, I think we have a boat full of opportunities that could easily turn into missed opportunities. And what I'm talking about is there's people everywhere that we're impacting, whether we like it or not. We're influencers. You're an influencer. I'm an influencer. We're all influencers. And people are watching us, and they're either liking what we're laying down or they hate it and they want to get away from it.
Let's talk more about that.
That's right. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot lately about the mission. And I mean, what are we doing on this earth? I mean, is there really that much of an impact that we make? I mean, really? I mean, I go to work, I come home, we eat dinner, interact with the kids sometimes not so much. The wife and I talk about a few things. Sometimes it's not good, sometimes it is. Then we go to bed. Sometimes I can't sleep, sometimes I can. Then I get up and do it again. Some days I got a headache, some days I don't. See the same people day in, day out.
Are you following me?
I mean, is it really making a difference on anything? I mean, what kind of impact are we making here?
Well, you don't feel like you are when it's just you. When you look at the big scope of things, you're like, how is my life making an impact on anyone?
Yeah.
But if you notice that you're not in relationship, you're on a journey with your wife, that's the most important relationship that you're working on, your children. And from there, that impacts other people. So choices that you do make and things that you do in your home do affect, because we are and have influence and do lead, whether we believe it, grasp it, comprehend it or not. We represent, if you Google and say, what is the average number of influence of people that I influence, they would say roughly 200 people. So what if every person got a revelation? I influence about a couple hundred people. Well, the average church size is around 75 to 150 people. So technically, if you ever wanted to, I really want to make an impact for the Lord, I really want to do something amazing for the kingdom, I really want to go into ministry, I really want to touch people's lives, I really want to preach the gospel, I really want to be mission minded, I want to really pursue the Great Commission. Well, guess what? You got 200 and some people in your sphere of influence. How many are you talking to? Who are you encouraging? Who are you reaching out to? Hey, I just want to reach out and call you. I don't need anything. I don't need you to do anything for me. I just want to tell you I love you. I just want to tell you I appreciate you. It's an honor to know you. It's an honor to be a part of the family. Whatever. Thank you for being my friend. Those things speak volumes.
Well, I think it's easy to miss those opportunities. So if you don't know you're on a mission, if you don't understand your purpose, you could miss it. I was encouraged this morning. This, coincidentally enough, we're talking about this. I was at Starbucks this morning meeting with a guy. We were getting ready to leave, and this other guy walks in. And I met this other guy 4 or 5 years ago. And he used to come in the Panera Bread with a big old trash bag full of just clothes that looked like they hadn't been washed ever. And he would get in there and he would depend on the people that worked there to give him a free drink. He looked homeless. I was under the impression
I know who you're talking about.
Right. And everybody in there that worked there just thought it was so annoying because they had this homeless guy piling up in there, while he would wait there. Sometimes he'd be falling asleep, and he looked rough. I mean, his hair was always whacked out. He had eyebrows like 3 inches long. His shirts were dirty, and sometimes they were holy, and I don't mean in a godly way.
Sure.
He just wasn't presentable. And, I think we were meeting in there with some other people from time to time. And after everybody left one day, I took the time to just go over there and sit with him and talk to him. And just to kind of, give him, value, make him feel, worthy. He is valuable. And he would complain over time about how people talked to him and treated him. And I listened to him for a long time about it. And I said, well, do you want to change that? And he says, well, yeah, I mean, they don't talk to other people like that. And I said, well, can I be honest with you? And this is after I had developed
Sure.
a trust relationship with the guy, and he knew I loved him. Let me just make that clear. And I said, well, you look like you're homeless. Do you have a home? He said, yeah, I got a house down there. I don't have a car. I walk to work every day, and this is my stuff I carry with me. I said, well, they think you're coming in here and you just don't look presentable. I said, do you have money to get a haircut? And he said, yeah, I've got money. I said, well, why don't you get a haircut like once every 2 weeks or so? And, have them trim your eyebrows and stuff. And don't come in here with a shirt that doesn't look like it's clean. Get you a shirt for $5 or $6 at Walmart and just make sure you have a clean shirt on. And don't ever come in here and not pay for your drink. And I said, if you'll do that, they'll treat you different. And man, it's been years. And I had talked to him, after that a few times. We kind of lost contact because, the way things are with schedules. I saw him this morning.
I did too.
Yeah. He looked good.
He did.
And I walked up to him and I said,
haircut, fresh, and everything.
He's still doing it. And he's got him a new bag. He don't carry around a trash bag. And I asked him, I said, man, you look really good, man. I'm really proud of you. He goes, well, I've been working on myself. I said, really? You've been working on yourself? He said, yeah, I want to be presentable. And I'm telling you, I can't take all the credit for that.
That speaks volumes.
But I don't know. I mean, it started then. That's when it started.
Sure.
And I don't know if anybody else was going to just sit down and say, hey, man, here's the God's honest truth. You look like a bum, and people don't like it. And you, even though you've got money, you've got a job. He works 40 hours a week at a gas station.
Mm-hmm.
He was just accustomed to being the way he was, and he wanted to change that. And I think that's what the Father does with us. He will gently come in if we will allow it, and he'll start showing us how to clean house and to clean up the things in our life that's causing us turmoil. The way we interact with people, the way we present ourselves, the way we speak to people. He'll start, showing us and revealing that to us, because why? He wants us to be successful. He wants us to grow a kingdom, and he don't want us driving up, busted and disgusted with no spare tires and two blown out in the back, and then proclaiming, hey, we're the kingdom. We're what you want. Come and get some of this. Do you want it?
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
and I know who you're talking about, and it's been probably 7 years on this journey.
Has it been that long?
Yeah. And I'm so excited. I saw him this morning. It was so awesome.
He asked me about you when he saw me. He says, where's your buddy? The guy that drives the motorcycle?
Yeah. He I don't know if he can correlate when I drive the truck versus driving the motorcycle,
right.
But it's the thing about the Lord is he adds value. He's constantly speaking over you identity and value and worth. He's not wanting you to get cleaned up before he accepts you. I heard it once said that some people's perspective is that is God like the religious? The religious that do not have the heart of the Father, their deal is you clean up, you meet our expectations, a presentation, then we need you to believe the way we do, cooperate with that, then we accept you. Jesus is the opposite. Jesus says, I accept you right now. And in him accepting you, it opens up the desire to know how he thinks and how he wants me to be. And I gladly begin to transition, and then everything that needs to change happens after that. But that's what you did. We both knew what he was needing, and you had an opportunity to do that. And he looked sharp, hair trimmed. I mean, he just carries himself even better and a little bit more confident.
Yeah, I even saw him purchase a sandwich and a drink this morning at Starbucks, high dollar. You know.
Well, I was at Panera. You was at Starbucks.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know, I think I told him you were up there. I don't know if he went up there first or not, but it's just exciting to be in this position to where we have this amazing opportunity to, you know, be in a relationship with the Lord and know that He's kind, He's patient, long suffering. He wants the best for us, and He wants us to shine. And you know, we both have, you know, some backgrounds that were shady and not real proud of, and I can tell you that before my relationship that we talk about on this podcast all the time, I was very unsure about myself. I was very unsure about things. I can remember my world revolving around my wife's acceptance of me or not. And a lot of the people listening to this is there. They are their mood, their attitudes, and their happiness is dictated by their marriage. And they're clinging to that for happiness. And they're frustrated because it's like it's never going to be happy. But they're, you know, the more you're clinging on that, trying to be happy and to make it into this thing that it's not at the time, you're just pulling it down. You're just dragging it like an anchor to the bottom of the depths of the ocean, because the other one's like trying to swim just to get some air, and you're drowning them. And God's saying, you don't, I'm all you need. Not get a divorce, but cling to me. Cling to me. Let go of the people that you're trying to pull down for happiness and follow me, and let me nourish you. Let me give you affirmation. Let me fill that void in your heart of where you're always wondering, are you accepted or not? Are you good enough or not? Is your sins and your past wrongdoings covered and forgiven? Are they? Or are you just wondering all the time? And that's what we talk about all the time. We're talking about getting to that place where you know that without a doubt.
Well, the journey with the Lord is a posture and a position of, I'm going to die so that He can live in me. I'm going to deny the thoughts and the feelings and desires that are contrary to what He has for me. So if you begin to do that, something interesting happens. Not that you arrived, but you're committed to the process of dying to self and denying and saying, I choose you, and I want to love people like you. I want to love me like you love me. I want to love others like you love others. I want to forgive fast. I don't want to take offense. When you establish a relationship journey with the Father like that, you will see growth in relationships around you. So the more that you take on the character of the Father, not perfection, but a commitment to be more consistent and spending time with Him, then when others see you, they're going to want to be around you because you're constantly placing value. You're constantly taking a different reaction response to whatever's going on in your world. I remember you sharing a story recently where you were served something and it was a big It was a big confusion, big misunderstanding,
Yeah,
and
getting sued, a
you was getting
lawsuit.
sued, a lawsuit, and you get down
Deputy
there.
sheriff delivering
Yes.
papers.
Oh yeah. Well, great opportunity to have allergic reaction. You didn't. You saw it as an opportunity and said, God, who do you want me to encounter? What can I do in this moment
Yeah.
that dictates beyond my natural response that I could have of going, who in the world? This is not, this has nothing to do with me, blah, blah, blah. You didn't do that. And so when it comes to a spouse, there's a tremendous weight that's lifted off of you, because if you look at your spouse and say, we're in relationship with the Lord, this is a 3-way relationship. So we're dependent on Him. Our desire is to be in relationship with Him and be sensitive. And my journey with Him, the weight of any expectations that I would place on you, I'm trusting Him. There is only needs that can be met by the Creator, not by the creation.
Yeah.
And when you get a revelation of that, the Creator is the one that truly meets my needs. And from there, I can see clearly the role my spouse, who has been created as I have been, and how those limits are. And unreasonable expectations are not going to work. So if you're learning to die on your journey with the Lord, it's going to show up in your relationship with your spouse.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're in a struggle. You're in a struggle.
Well, if we're not ready to live this lifestyle out in confidence, then there's no way we're going to be making an impact on people around us, because our choices and decisions are going to show a different story. For example, if I tell you I'm a successful businessman and I want to teach you how to do it, but yet everybody's coming after me and I'm going out of business and robbing Peter to pay Paul, and things just not working, and you hear rumors about how I treated this business down the street and they told this other business, and the reputation is just off the charts bad. I'm probably not going to be able to keep up that facade very long.
No.
So the idea that we would be making these choices and decisions in confidence and faith and saying, I'm going to lay my life down and I'm going to operate like this, and I'm looking for opportunities. Why? Because I'm a culture changer. Like, I see the homeless guy at the Panera Bread. He's not going to be like that much longer. They're trying to kick him out. The customers are tired of seeing him. He's smelly. He stinks. He's a bad look on the place. They need to get management that has the kahunas to get him out of here.
Sure.
And then God says, but he's a child. Will anybody give him a drink? Will anybody feed him? I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about, will anybody feed that dude?
Speak my words and watch me bring life to him.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
Did he not light up when he saw you this morning?
He smiles so big his eyes closed.
Yeah. He loves us. Because we both have impacted his life, and he knows, he knows one thing. He knows we love him, and he knows we love the Lord.
That's good.
We hope this episode of the Called to Love podcast has enriched your life and offered valuable principles to apply on your personal journey. Please explore our website at www.calledto.love for more information and to share your feedback with us. Until our next episode, may you find peace and love. And always remember, you are called to love.